Hello and welcome to the morning sports briefing here on Monday, November the 30th. Yes, I hope you have a fantastic start to your week, folks. In the news today, lots of cricket with New Zealand taking on the West Indies in the T20, as well as South Africa and England in the international T20s. Australia and India have been playing one-day internationals, so we'll bring us up to pace with all of those series. Over in the rugby, and Ireland played Georgia in the Autumn Nations Cup overnight, and we'll bring it up with how that game went. In the basketball, we had another surprise result in the 18 in 18. We have the Formula One race in Bahrain with a spectacular crash involved there. Also, the women's Premiership hockey here in New Zealand came to had its finals day yesterday, and we also have results in the football women's and men's Premiership, as well as the golf in the European Tour. Let's start off with that cricket, and New Zealand took on the West Indies in the second T20 over in Mount Maunganui, and it really came down to a third wicket stand between Phillips and Conway of 184 that really powered New Zealand to a big total. The West Indies never were in the hunt as they were chasing the 238 there by New Zealand. And the West Indies were never really in the hunt, reaching 166 in their 20 overs, losing by 72 runs. So New Zealand wrapped up the series with a game to spare 2-0, and they'll play another game today at Mount Maunganui, another T20 this evening. That means that Swinging from the Hip will not be on this evening, but we're looking at trying to move that to Wednesday evening. So look out for your cricketing fix on Wednesday evening. Also in the T20s, and it was much closer over in South Africa, where South Africa reached 146 off their 20 overs, and with Dick de Kock getting 30 off 18 runs. England, in reply, reached the total with just one ball to spare. So winning that by winning it with one ball to spare, winning that by 4 wickets. That means England take again a 2-0 lead in that series, with one more game to spare as well. Over in Australia, and Steve Smith backed up his 105 in Friday's One International, 104 yesterday, to guide Australia to a massive total of 389 off their 50 overs, for just a loss of 4 wickets. Kohli really added some resistance with his knock of 89, but when he fell in the 35th over, let's be honest, this was only going to end up with one result. So congratulations to Australia for a big victory there. And I'm trying to remember what the margin of the victory was now, but that means that they've taken a 2-0 lead in the one-day international series over in Australia as well. Moving on then to the rugby, and as I said, Ireland took on Georgia overnight with only one result. Let's be honest, expected. But Georgia made Ireland work hard for the result. Ireland winning 23-10 in the end. From when Georgia lost by 40 points to England, there were concerns about 2 better performances against Wales and Ireland for the Georgians, even if they did come up short in both of those games. That means Ireland finish second in Group A, England will face France in the final for the trophy of the Autumn Nations Cup. Ireland will take on. I've gone blank now. Ireland will take on Scotland for second and third place. Wales, Italy will be for third, fourth place. Wales, Italy will be for fifth, sixth, and then Fiji, Georgia for seventh, eighth. Assuming that Fiji can field a team, they've had to forfeit all their games so far due to COVID within the camp. Over in the basketball and in the 18, the Dream were up against the Gold Rush. The Dream coming off the back of a loss to the Swish, and the Gold Rush with that morale-boosting win over the Swish must have come in this one confident. Yes, they beat the Dream 73-63 in this one. Sockmeyer was leading the scoring for the Gold Rush with 18 points, but it was a massive team total of 56 rebounds, led by Richards with 14. So you've got to say that's where they really dominated the court. Over on the Dream side, and Roberty with 15 points led the way for them. That now means the Northern Breeze, at top of the table with their 3 wins from 3 games on 6 points. And then it's a real logjam after that with the Gold Rush, Swish, and Dream all on 4 points from 4 games, and the Wizards also on 4 points from their 3 games. Really tight there, heading towards finals time in the in the 18-18 Sal's NBL competition. Tonight sees the Breeze take on the Wizards in that one. Then it'll be the Dream versus the Breeze, Wizards versus the Swish, and Gold Rush versus the Wildcats. So that's the Gold Rush up against the Wildcats, who are bottom of the table. Must be looking at that and thinking, hey, they're really a good shout of making the finals now. Over in the hockey, and it was finals time there yesterday. In the fourth final, we had the Mavericks taking on the Alpiners, with the Mavericks coming out on top 1-0 in that one. In the main final, or in the first, second final, the Falcons took on the Tridents, and congratulations to the Falcons, who won that one 3-1 in the end. The Falcons, having had a good season, topping the table with 4 games from their 4 wins and 2 draws from their 6 games in the regular season. So congratulations for the Falcons. Had a cracking season there. The men's side restarts on the 2nd of December. So it's on a Tuesday, Wednesday, isn't it? Before heading up to their finals this coming Sunday on the 6th of December. In that one, currently the Falcons also lead the way with 3 wins from their 3 games, ahead of the Mavericks and the Alpiners, and then the Trident in last place there for that one. Over in the football, we had 2 games on the men's Premiership, with Auckland City beating Hawke's Bay 2-1, and Canterbury United coming up short against Hamilton Wanderers 2-3 in that one. That means that he says, where most of my table gone? That means that in the standings, Hamilton Wanderers are top of the table with 3 wins from their 3 games, chased by Team Wellington with 2 wins and a draw. Hawke's Bay United and Canterbury United both still searching for their first win of the season further down the table. Over on the women's side, and we had 3 games yesterday in this one. Central Football lost at home to Capital Football 0-1. Auckland got a 3-0 victory over Southern United. Waibop was also beat Northern Lights 2-1. Remember that Canterbury United Pride were having a bye this week. That means that Auckland are still at the top of the table with 4 wins from their 5 games, chased by Capital with 3 wins and a draw. Canterbury United with 3 wins have only played 4 games. They've got a game in hand still, sat in 3rd place. Tough season for Southern United, who have yet to get off the mark from their 4 games so far. And those top 2, though, having played 5 games, they've still got their byes to come. Everyone else will be looking to try and make up ground on those weekends. Over in the golf and in the European PGA, it was the Alfred Dunhill Championship. And in the final round, Bezuidenhout shot a 3 under par to charge through to win the tournament at 14 under. We had 4 golfers, 4 shots back for tied second place in Shaper, Crocker, Bland, and Moronk, who was the leader coming into the 4th round. So congratulations to him. Next weekend, they move on to Dubai for the Dubai Championship. And obviously, we'll keep you up to date with that, as well as the PGA and the LPGA are back in action next weekend as well. So keep it here at New Zealand Sports Radio for all your golfing results. And you have now started the day the best way, up to speed with all the important sports news. Have a wonderful start to your week, folks. And tomorrow we'll bring you up to speed with the curling, because we had the mixed decider at the weekend as to who would make it to the World Championships next year. So I say tomorrow we'll bring you up to speed with how all of that panned out over the weekend.